Beautiful people. Welcome back. Well, I don't know what happened, but what are you going to do? I guess it's another glitch of YouTube, so I'll sit here and wait for y'all to get here because I'm sure y'all are confused. For all I know, y'all could still be in my old stream right now, still chatting it up. Thinking I forgot about y'all because y'all never seen me come back to the screen, but hopefully y'all saw my message in there. So I'll wait for y'all beautiful people to get here. So welcome in, beautiful people, as y'all take y'all's precious time. Oh, goodness. Yeah, because I restarted the stream. Hello. Hi, anytime. How you doing, honey? Yay, I'm back. Yeah, I don't know. You can blame it on YouTube. It wasn't me, y'all. Either my Wi-Fi connection or YouTube. Take y'all's pick. Good thing I had my other streams already set up. Otherwise, I'd probably be sitting here another 30 minutes trying to hassle with it, trying to put it together. Because it seems like it takes me a good 15 plus 20 minutes, if not more. Hi, Eternal. So I had to restart my device first to make sure that doesn't cause an issue too. Like I advise y'all to do. Yeah, beautiful. I know it is, but you know what? There's nothing I can do about it because mine's through my cell phone company. Because remember I told you I don't have Wi-Fi at my house because the builder ripped up the all the fiber that was in the ground that was meant for all the internet connection. So I've had to rely solely on my cellular data to stream. Hi, Larry. Great to see you too, honey. How you doing? But, I mean, I said I'd be here till midnight, but I don't know. Maybe I'll hang around till 1 at the latest, and then I'm going to have to go because I got to go to the doctor tomorrow. As much as I don't want to go, I have to go. So, and it's an hour and a half drive to get there. Minimum. Probably be more like 2 hours because of traffic. Yeah, currently I do. At least last I checked, I did. Ready for cooler weather, huh? Yeah, I know the feeling. Because God knows I stepped outside earlier today and it was scorching hot. That's the first time I felt that heat this year. It was humid and hot. I even felt like, almost like my skin was burning. And that's not normal, so it was pretty stinking hot out there. But that's what I would expect it to be this time of year, and that's the way it should have been like the past month and a half. But the weather's been pretty mild, but of course we've had a lot of rain too, so maybe the rain has helped with that. Hey, 420. Hi, JEL. It was only 76 there. Yeah, whatever, 420. I want to hear it, baby. How you doing? I know, y'all got the sea to help cool y'all off. I know I'm not that far from the ocean. I just ain't right next to it like I should be to be getting all the rain I've been getting lately. Hi, Hershey. Same to you, sweetheart. So, yeah. got a new toy Hershey. Oh, you can have all the rain I've had for 20. I'm sick of it. I say that now, but I'll be wishing for more rainy days like today. Tarot dice. I have both the major arcanas and the elements for the minor arcana, numbers, zodiac signs, yes and no. Oh, Eternal, now you're making me hungry, baby. It's made of wood. Yes, it's made of wood. Yeah, I like it. I got a few other toys coming, but yeah. I know, right, Judith? I was just munching on some pretzels. Mm-hmm. I can learn how to type right. Oh, Hershey, I'll have to ask my friend. I don't know where she got them from. I saw it on her website, or not her website, her computer when I was at her house. She bought them for me, so. Hi, Jazzy J. How you doing? It has been a minute. Where you been at, sweetheart? How you been? Yeah, I'll let you know, Hershey, when I find out. I don't know where they came from. It was a gift. Because a few things that I've gotten lately were gifts, which has been very generous and sweet of people. So how you been, Jazzy J? What's new with you, sweetheart? I love them so far. I mean, I just started using them tonight. I mean, I used them last night for a little bit. I had to, you know, play with them for a minute. So me and a friend, I did a reading for them to see how they feel and all that. But I do like them. It's interesting and it's new. Besides my charms and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I hear you, Jazzy. Honey, I think it's that way everywhere. It's ridiculous. Even here, it's like, you all know how much my grocery bill was this past week? And understand me, I didn't get no meat from the grocery store, like as far as dinner meat. It was $530. Oh, thank you, Judith. So, so I get it. And understand me, even when, like, the time before that, when we had gone to the grocery store, it was almost like $600 then. And that was without any dinner meat. So I think we went back to the store like a week later and got some dinner meat, and it was still almost another $400. So I spent $1,000 at the grocery store in a week. So I get it. It's crazy. Melody, who's Rose? Instead of coming here saying that, why don't you say hello? Hi, Papa Crew. So yeah, it's not cheap. And I know you do got them, Hershey. I got some. I got some charms, but I got to get more and some other things. And I got more decks too, so. Wow, Eternal. That was very nice of them. That's very nice of them to do that for you. Hi, 247 player. No, Shelby, I don't have food stamps. I don't qualify for food stamps because you got to be like making poverty level in order to get that. So no. I already checked into that. Yeah, we do, Hershey. We'll catch up sometime, honey. I got a few people I have to catch up with. But that would help if I have food stamps. I know it would help because even for the cats, like I spent $100 just for food for the cats and the cat litter. Like I did that the other day. Yeah, Shelby. See, and I think it's like, man, I want to say it's around $12,000 or something like that. $12,000 or less a year is what you have to get in order to qualify for food stamps. It has to be literally at the poverty line. All right, Hershey. Well, good night to you too, sweetheart. See you next time. All right, Miss Judith. You want a dice rolling reading, girlfriend? You know it, Jazzy J. You stay strong too, honey. Don't let that stress get to you, honey. It'll just make it worse. And you don't want that. I know it's not easy, but you'll make it through. Hi. How you doing, Jason? How's life treating you, baby? Thank you, Hershey. But that's awesome, Eternal, that they did that for y'all. Y'all deserve it. All right, Judith, you know I'm just using my dice, right, honey? And I got my Snarky Shark deck out. All right, Judith. You're talking to someone and you're hopeful? Well, what's her name, baby? I'm sending you nothing but healing, love, and light. And good luck, baby. Yeah, he should come back. I'm sure he'll show back up. Janet. Ooh. Is she exotic, baby? Yeah, you're not old enough to be in here. Yeah, he was here earlier, 420, until I restarted the stream, baby. I've been on already for a few hours, baby. All right, Shelby. Well, you have a good night, honey. Sweet dreams to you. Have a good day at work tomorrow. And welcome back, Judith. All right, Judith, my dear lady. You know, I'm just doing the mini readings for with the dice, right? There's Bob. He was being quiet in his corner. Almost dust there. Ooh, she's half Indian. I bet she's beautiful. Is she the one that you told me about before, baby, that was Moroccan? Is that the same person? No? Oh, wow. So the Moroccan one didn't work out like Spirit said. Mm. I hate to hear that, baby. Well, hopefully this one's ready. I like to hear that, baby. I want it to work out for you, baby. Everybody deserves to find love. You know what's crazy, Jason, is I did a collective reading and it was on love, baby. And it was on a new connection too, in fact. So you might be curious to watch it, baby. I might have been reading for you for all I know. Just so you know, baby. So you might want to start at the beginning. I'm not saying do it now, but, you know, later. Because I'll only be here till maybe 12, 1 o'clock my time, the latest. So, but I'm excited for you, baby. And tomorrow, I'm still having Rebel Night. So, I kind of already have an idea of what I'm going to do the readings on. And then you might be interested in it, baby. I'll just say that. Oh, really, Judith? Yikes. I believe it, though, Judith. And I hate that, honey. Oh, I love hearing that, Jason. That sounds hopeful. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you, baby. All right, Judith. So, whatever Spirit got to say, using my dice, because this will be for you, Judith. I never know what's going to come out for you, girlfriend. Well, you know, us exotics are always beautiful, Jason. Yeah, I just sounded so full of myself. Listen to me. No, I'm just saying most foreign women like that are very beautiful. Okay, what does Spirit want to tell you? You know what I mean, Jason. Oh, Spirit. What does Judith need to hear? Nope, you got judgment. What's next, Spirit? Actually, let me roll this first. I'm spitting facts. You know what I mean? Well, at least y'all know. Y'all understand what I mean. What is that? Cups. Nostalgia. Uh-oh. Are we thinking about an ex-lover, Judith? That don't feel like what it is. I think you're just thinking more about happier times when times were better than what they've been since, you know, before you got laid off. I mean, I have the Judgment card here, but Six of Cups is nostalgia. Childhood memories, but it don't have to be. It could be recent days, recent weeks, months. And the Fool. Yeah, Spirit saying you acting like a fool. Okay. Okay, Eternal. They are an ex for a reason. I agree with you, beautiful. But it's crazy here, though. It's like you're really... I feel like you're kicking yourself down, is what I'm picking up from this. Because I have... Ooh. What was that? I mean, it was an orb, yeah, but it's not an orb. It was a different symbol. I just saw an orb, but it wasn't an orb. It was something else. So either way, hi, beautiful spirit. Here's Temperance, or not Temperance. This angel right here, this is Judgment. So you're making like a choice. You're making a harsh judgment of someone or a decision. But I feel like this is you kicking yourself while you're down. And I say that because I get the Six of Cups here. And the Six of Cups. 6 Cups. That's nostalgia. That's really thinking of happier times when things were better than what they've been. And I just feel like for you, Judith, right now, I feel like you're just going through and, you know, overthinking things. because things aren't panning out for you right now, or not in a way you would hope they would, especially if you've been out there between, looking up, new jobs, applying to them, plus, the whole living situation. I know it feels very unstable. I know you feel unsettled. You don't feel grounded like, you would if, you know, either one of those situations had happened, but they both happened. So it's kind of like throwing you almost in like a tailspin. I don't feel like it's like a huge tower, but a tower is, simply change. It doesn't have to be a huge change. It could be something small. So I think it's just got you just very unstable. And I feel like because of that, I think you're second guessing yourself. I think you're second guessing not just what you've done in the recent weeks, which, you may want to, tear some of those things apart and say, well, maybe I need to do something a little bit differently, make an adjustment, not completely change it, but maybe adjust something to comparing it to, we'll say, like a year ago or 2 years ago when you had a stable job and you weren't being looked at as you're going to possibly have to move out of your home and relocate, because the owner's selling the house. So I see all this coming about. And so I feel like you're like in that energy, beautiful, of like reevaluating. But I feel like you're being hard on yourself instead of being more positive. Because, beautiful, let me tell you something. And you heard me say this before. And I feel like this is what Spirit wants to remind you of again. I have the Fool here. Okay, this is you. You can, let me make sure. Here's the Fool. Leap of faith. Okay. And that's you having the leap of faith that everything's going to work out. Everything's going to come into alignment the way it's supposed to. For right now, things are so rocky with you. It's unstable. You feel disheveled is the best word I could put. And because of what's going on, it makes it hard to have a clear plan forward, because you're not going to know if you're going to be living there next month or next year or not, because it's still up in the air because the house hasn't sold yet. Plus, you don't have, obviously, a job, which you still need. Um, so I feel like you're really, beating yourself up a lot, overthinking things. And it's not that adjustments couldn't have been made, but then again, beautiful. Um, yeah, hindsight's 2020. But that's in the past, beautiful. And we got to let go of the past. Learn from what, obviously we see now that, is creating a problem presently. Okay, that's true. But everything else, you got to let it go. I mean, unless you want that to be your reminder of that passion, that excitement of why you want to keep going and keep getting up and keep going out there and searching for a new job and so on. Then, okay, look to the past for that, what you used to have. But I feel like there has to be that hard discussion with yourself about you need to stop comparing yourself to what others have or don't have. Just focus on you, Judith. You're a beautiful person. You're a bubbly spirit. I love your energy. You're so much fun. You in so many ways, it's funny because you kind of remind me of my grandma. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that because, when you think of like how you and I, we have that, personality, we'll say, it can swing a little bit of the, when we think of toys, what comes to mind, Well, I'll just leave it like that, right? And that's my parents' influence. But some of that even came from my grandparents, my mama's side, So my grandma could have been kind of the same way. And it's kind of funny. I get both energies of that out of you. Yes, Jason, you can do it or through Zelle, baby, or Venmo. Um, so I feel like Spirit's wanting you to take a chance. Because it's like I told you before, Judith. Sometimes the universe has to come in and take us out of our comfort zone. Instead of, trying to get back to what we had and try to keep our hands tied to where we're currently at, Spirit's trying to redirect us. They're trying to move us. So in order to do that, they got to shake up our world. So it's like, I said to you before, you kind of have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's kind of how I feel about it, beautiful. You know, and I know that's not easy to hear, especially when we're so rigid or could be stuck in our ways, being stubborn. And I feel like you're being very stubborn. You're a Pisces after all. Yes, I'm calling you out because I know, okay? But I'm doing it with love. So I feel like you got to stop being so stubborn and trust the universe. And again, beautiful, like I told you, yeah, maybe you don't get that job you want right away. Or maybe it doesn't pay you what you want, right away. But just getting that job, getting any job, to get your foot in the door and see. Maybe there's an opportunity there that they're not going to release out to the public, that you may not even hear about unless you're working for them. And I'm only saying this from someone who um, had someone in my life who worked for a huge company, global wide company. And many of the job listings was not listed out to the public. A lot of the job opportunities stayed within the company. So they would put up a job listing and it would go to all the people who worked for the company currently before they would look outside of the company. So that's the other way I feel like you got to look at this. No, it may not be what you exactly want right off the bat, but just to get your foot in the door and then find out. I mean, hell, Judith, even talk to people. Like, look up, what is it, like Indeed or something where you can actually look up, or is it Glassdoor? It's something like that where you can find out from former employees what kind of workplace is it like to work for them. How do they do the hiring? I mean, do that type of research, Judith. Really get, in the nitty gritty of it all. And that way you'll get more info that way. Find out more about the companies, what kind of benefits they offer, what kind of pay, what positions could be available. I mean, you may find out that they have a position available, but it's not being listed out to the public. It's not being listed outside of the company. It's only being listed within the company, people who work for them. So, beautiful. I feel like it's time to get uncomfortable. I feel like Spirit wants to shake things up for you. And, I feel like you got to have some patience. I feel like you need to trust in divine and act like this fool. You don't have all the answers. The fool doesn't have all the answers. Think of the fool as someone like a teenager, an older teen that's an adult. So 18, we'll say. And, they're going off to college. This is the first time they've been out on their own without living under the roof of their parents. They don't know, half the stuff that we know who've been living on our own. So it's time to test the waters. And even, someone who's, a young adult like that, okay, yeah, I may not have all the answers right now. No, I may not have it all figured out right now, but I will figure it out. I will get there. I'll learn. And sometimes some people got to learn the hard way too, which is also true. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I still got to call you, Judith. And I ain't forgotten about your girlfriend. Let me pull you a Sharky card. But I want to see, let's see. What are you more concerned about, Judith? Are you more concerned about your job, looking for a job, or your living situation? Because I'm going to ask the spirit, because I have this yes or no dice. I know you think your age is part of it too, but did you look into a temp agency? Did you look there like I suggested? Whatever pops up, okay. Well, I'll let Spirit decide, and you could take whatever comes with it. So, alright, Spirit, whatever Judith needs to know, whether that's her finding a job or her living situation. Will she find a job, or will her living situation become stable? Whether that's she stays in her current residence or has to move. Will that be cleared up here soon? We'll say soon, within the next 3 months. I'll put that time limit on it. We'll say 3 months, Judith. Show me, Spirit. Spirit saying yes. Right here. Yes, Judith. Alright. And then let me give you one of these snarky sharky cards. Yeah, I don't know where she is for 20. Doggone it. Really, Spirit? Well, I mean, I can't make this up, Judith. Reason. Everything happens for a reason. Dive deeper to discover the hidden treasure of opportunity. There you go. Spirit saying you got to get your hands a little more dirty. Dive a little deeper. Beautiful. And it's crazy because I even got passion on the bottom of this deck.